What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Dana White recently shared an update regarding Islam Makhachev and his current condition. During the same media appearance, Dana was asked about Islam's next fight and when fans might expect to see him return to the octagon. Dana explained that Islam is currently dealing with a hand injury. While he did not go into full detail, he confirmed that the issue is real and something the fighter is currently managing. Some fans believe it could be the same hand problem that had been mentioned in previous reports, although Dana did not confirm whether it is exactly the same injury. According to Dana, the situation is still somewhat unclear. He admitted that he does not yet know how serious the injury actually is or how long it might keep Islam out of competition. For now, the only confirmed detail is that Islam is injured and focusing on recovery. Because of this, there is currently no clear timeline for Islam's return to the octagon. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Francis Ngannou's next fight has finally been revealed after weeks of speculation about where he would compete next. Ever since his departure from the PFL, many fans have been wondering what promotion or event he would appear in next, and now that answer has officially come out. It has been confirmed that Francis will be competing on the upcoming Netflix fight card, headlined by Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. The event has already created massive buzz in the combat sports world, and Francis joining the lineup has only added more excitement to it. For this matchup, Francis will face former UFC heavyweight Philipe from Brazil. The fight announcement quickly spread across social media, and shortly after the news broke, Francis released a short video message confirming everything himself. In the clip, Francis told fans that the rumors were true and that he would indeed be part of the Rousey vs. Carano MMA event streaming on Netflix. He confirmed that he will step into the cage to fight Philipe as part of the card. Francis also mentioned that MVP will be promoting the event, and he joked that this connection could bring him one step closer to potentially knocking out Jake Paul in the future. For now, though, Francis made it clear that his full focus is on the upcoming fight. He encouraged fans to tune in on Saturday, May 16th, when the Rousey vs. Carano event airs live exclusively on Netflix. Moving on to another news, Tom Aspinall has reacted to the announcement that Alex Pereira will face Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight title. After months of speculation about the future of the UFC heavyweight division, the promotion finally revealed that Pereira and Gane will clash for the interim belt at the upcoming Freedom 250 card. The announcement immediately caught the attention of fans, especially because many were wondering how Aspinall would feel about the UFC moving forward with an interim title fight. However, it does not appear that Aspinall is frustrated with the decision at all. Aspinall was actually watching the broadcast during UFC 326 when the fight announcement was made. Shortly after hearing the news, he shared his honest reaction and gave some insight into how he views the current situation in the division. During the discussion, Aspinall admitted that many people expected Jon Jones to be involved in the next major heavyweight fight. Instead, the UFC chose to book Alex Pereira against Ciryl Gane for the interim championship. When asked whether he felt that Gane was being rewarded after recent events in the division, Aspinall kept his response calm and straightforward. He explained that realistically, there are not many big fights available in the heavyweight division right now. From his perspective, the promotion simply has to move forward with the options that are available. In his words, the UFC is doing what it has to do in order to keep the division active. Aspinall also made it clear that he fully expects to fight the winner of the bout between Pereira and Gane. For now, he is simply waiting for medical clearance before he can return to full training. According to Aspinall, once doctors give him the green light to begin full contact training again, the next step will be informing the UFC immediately. As soon as that happens, he plans to move quickly and get a fight date scheduled. At the moment, everything depends on that final medical approval. Once he is officially cleared by doctors, Aspinall and his team will contact the UFC and begin the process of booking his fight against the winner of Pereira vs. Gane. Moving on to another news, Arman is staying active outside the UFC while waiting for his next official fight inside the octagon. This time, the lightweight contender has agreed to compete in a grappling match, and the matchup has already caught the attention of many fans. It has been announced that Arman will face Mokaev in a grappling bout at the upcoming Hype FC event scheduled for March 11th in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The announcement surprised many people because both fighters are well known for their elite grappling skills, which makes the matchup even more intriguing. Mokaev is widely respected for his wrestling and grappling background. However, the same can easily be said about Arman, who has built a reputation in the UFC for his strong wrestling and control on the ground. One key difference in this matchup is the size advantage, as Arman is the naturally bigger fighter, which could play an important role once the match begins. Shortly after the news was announced, Mokaev reacted on social media. Posting on X, he wrote that he accepted the opportunity on just 2 days' notice, traveling from Dagestan all the way to Brazil. His message was simple and confident, saying he is ready for anyone, at any weight, at any time. The Hype FC card has already experienced another major change as well. Reports have revealed that Jorge Masvidal will no longer be grappling Ciryl Magomedov at the same event. After the withdrawal became public, Shara Bullet responded with a strong message directed toward Masvidal. Shara said that Masvidal made the right decision by stepping away from the matchup scheduled for March 11th in Rio. He suggested that if the fight had actually taken place, the outcome might have changed Masvidal permanently. According to Shara, Masvidal would have had to answer for the words he previously directed at him. Because of Masvidal's withdrawal, Ciryl Magomedov will now face Edson Barboza in a grappling match instead. The Hype FC event is shaping up to be a stacked card, with several interesting matchups already confirmed. Another bout scheduled for the event features Gene Silva facing Bryce Mitchell. Meanwhile, Arman will remain extremely busy this month. Later in March, he is scheduled to rematch Giorgio Poullas at RAP 7 on March 28th. Both fighters were recently in attendance during UFC 326. Unlike the tension seen after their RAF 6 encounter, this time there was no drama between them, possibly because Poullas was seated far behind Arman in the arena. Moving on to another news, Dana White has shut down a major UFC rumor that started spreading throughout the MMA community. The speculation began after confusion surrounding the upcoming UFC White House card and a fight that apparently fell apart behind the scenes. Earlier, it was reported that Dana White refused to reveal which fight had been canceled on Friday night for the White House event. Because of that secrecy, fans and media began trying to piece the story together themselves. The situation gained even more attention after Justin Gaethje appeared on the UFC YouTube channel and spoke about how he unexpectedly ended up on the card. During the interview, Gaethje explained that just days before the announcement, he had actually been told that he would not be fighting at the White House event. According to him, the message he received was very clear at the time. He explained that 2 days earlier, he got a call telling him he was definitely not fighting on the White House card. Gaethje said he simply accepted the situation and moved on. However, the very next day, things suddenly changed. He received another call telling him he might hear something soon and that he could end up on the card after all. Gaethje admitted the sudden change confused him. He wondered how the UFC could completely reverse the decision so quickly. Then, not long after that conversation, he was officially informed that he had been added to the event. At that point, he still did not even know he would be fighting in the main event. Even the fighters themselves were unsure about what was happening behind the scenes. After the interview was released, speculation across the MMA world exploded. Many fans began connecting the situation to a report from journalist Irati Pratt. Pratt shared information suggesting that a potential fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia had been discussed for the White House card. According to the report, the idea was for Islam Makhachev and Ilia to meet at welterweight. It was said to be a fight Ilia really wanted, one that motivated him. The report also claimed negotiations had only recently started, and that Ali Abdelaziz had hinted the UFC was planning one of the biggest fights possible. Because the timeline seemed to match Gaethje's story, many fans assumed that the Makhachev versus Ilia fight must have been the bout that collapsed. Some also noticed that Ali and Khabib had not publicly addressed the situation, which added even more fuel to the rumors online. However, Dana White quickly shut the entire narrative down. Speaking during a Zuffa boxing press conference, Dana was asked directly about the rumor that Islam Makhachev versus Ilia had fallen apart. Dana responded clearly and said the reports coming out of Spain were not true. According to him, the fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia was never booked in the first place. He also emphasized that fans should not assume anyone ducked the fight or turned it down. Dana explained that unusual circumstances caused a fight on the card to fall apart that night. After that happened, the UFC team returned to the office and worked through the night until around 9 in the morning. That late-night scramble is ultimately how Gaethje ended up getting added to the White House card. Moving on to another news, Dana White has fired back at several UFC fighters after controversy erupted over a massive boxing payday. The situation started after boxer Conor Benn reportedly signed a deal with Zuffa Boxing worth around $15 million for a special event appearance. Once the figure became public, many UFC fighters began reacting online, and some were clearly unhappy. Several fighters, including Sean O'Malley and Izzy Adesanya, openly criticized the situation and pointed to what they believe are major pay differences between UFC fighters and athletes competing in boxing. Their comments quickly spread across social media, with many fans also debating the issue of fighter pay in mixed martial arts. The criticism eventually reached Dana White, and he finally addressed the topic while speaking to reporters. Dana made it clear that he does not understand why anyone would be upset about fighters making more money in combat sports. According to him, higher pay for athletes should always be viewed as a positive development for the entire industry. Dana explained that when fighters in any combat sport earn larger paydays, it actually helps grow the sport overall. From his perspective, it should never be considered a negative thing when athletes are able to secure bigger contracts or better opportunities. He also reminded everyone that fighter pay in the UFC has steadily increased over the years. Dana pointed out that since the early days of the promotion back in 2001, fighter compensation has consistently grown. In his view, the organization has continued improving pay structures as the company itself has become more successful. Another major point Dana highlighted was the UFC's new media rights deal. According to him, the promotion recently secured a strong television agreement that will shape the future of the company for the next several years. Because of that deal, Dana is confident that fighter pay will continue to rise. He even promised that over the next 7 years, fighters on the UFC roster will be just fine financially. Dana's message was simple. More money entering the sport is good for everyone involved, and the UFC's long-term deals should ensure that fighters continue seeing better financial opportunities moving forward. Moving on to another news, Jon Jones had a very eventful weekend, and it clearly did not go the way he expected. Not only did he miss out on being part of the highly talked about White House card, but Dana White also publicly addressed the situation and made it clear that Jones was never actually an option for that event. Dana's comments quickly sparked a reaction from Jon. Shortly after the statement circulated online, Jones jumped onto X and pushed back strongly against the narrative. According to Jon, Dana's version of the story was not accurate. He claimed that the UFC had in fact been in contact with his team about a possible fight, suggesting that discussions had taken place behind the scenes. That exchange quickly became a major talking point across the MMA community. However, things escalated even further the following morning when Jon decided to go live on Instagram. The live stream started in a rather unusual way. Jon appeared on camera while lying in bed and repeatedly said the words, "Gas, gas." Many viewers believed he was referencing the White House fight card situation. The stream quickly turned into a strange moment as Jon appeared extremely tired and even drifted off to sleep while still live on camera. After a few minutes passed, he woke up during the live stream and admitted that he was very frustrated. Jon openly said that he was extremely angry about the entire situation. Clips from that live stream immediately began circulating across social media, adding even more attention to the ongoing drama. Not long after the video spread online, Jon returned to X and posted another message. In the post, he made it clear that while he might be angry, he did not feel defeated. He also warned people not to lie about him, continuing to push back against what he believed were inaccurate claims. Later that night, Dana White was asked about Jon's reaction during a post-fight press conference related to Zuffa boxing. Dana responded by clarifying his earlier statements and explaining exactly what he meant. According to Dana, his team did speak with many fighters while trying to build the White House card, and that included Jon as well. However, Dana emphasized that having conversations with fighters does not mean they were ever seriously being considered for the event. Dana explained that matchmakers reached out to nearly everyone in the division to explore possible options. Their job was simply to see what fights could potentially be made. After gathering all the possibilities, they brought those options back to Dana for final decisions. He also reminded reporters that he had said multiple times before that Jon would not be fighting on the White House card. Dana added that there were also public videos circulating showing Jon dealing with hip issues, including moments where Jon himself mentioned that his hips were in bad shape and might even require replacement in the future. Dana finished by saying that despite often praising Jon as one of the greatest fighters ever, there was never any realistic scenario where John would have been booked for that specific event. Moving on to another news, Ariel Helwani has shared new details about the ongoing situation involving Jon Jones and the rumored fight for the White House card. According to Ariel, John may actually have a strong reason to be frustrated with how the negotiations played out. During a recent discussion, Ariel revealed that John reportedly asked for $30 million to fight Alex Pereira on the White House event. However, the UFC was apparently only willing to offer around $15 million for the fight. Interestingly, that figure is believed to be the same amount boxer Conor Benn is set to earn for a single appearance in Zuffa boxing. Because of that gap in the numbers, both sides were unable to reach an agreement, and the fight ultimately never came together. Ariel explained that from his perspective, John's reaction makes sense when you look at the financial context. He stated that Jon Jones asking for $30 million is not unreasonable when considering his legacy and drawing power. Ariel pointed out that if Conor Benn is receiving around $15 million for a catchweight boxing fight against Regis Prograis, then a fighter like Jon Jones should be valued even higher. In Ariel's view, the market for combat sports paydays has clearly shifted. As larger deals start appearing in boxing and crossover events, top fighters in MMA will naturally begin demanding similar numbers. He also mentioned that the same logic would apply to Conor as well. Ariel suggested that if the current ceiling for a major fight purse is around $15 million, then stars like Jon Jones and Conor should be asking for far more. In fact, he believes Conor could easily justify demanding as much as $75 million based on his global star power and everything he has accomplished over the past decade. Ariel added that the biggest stars in the sport are now recognizing their value. When they see fighters with smaller resumes receiving massive paydays, it only encourages them to push for larger contracts themselves. According to him, many of these top fighters know they bring far more attention, revenue, and history to the sport. Because of that, the financial expectations in negotiations are starting to rise rapidly across the entire combat sports world.